Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Good, good, good morning, everybody. Good morning. How's that one?
There we go.
There we go.
Nailed it.
Now we're back on track. Good morning, everybody. This is Get Your Paint On, your weekly painting fun cast. I'm your host, Dallas. Do. And with me today is Defender X, back in action. Hello, everybody. And on the second mic, we got Mr. John Swingles.
Oh, hello.
And on the mix board, laying down some sweet beats, is Mr. Lyle Lowry.
How you doing, everybody?
Oh, listen to that. He's got his hat on backwards.
That was sultry.
You look like you're getting ready to go to a Salt and Pepper concert.
Yeah, that's right. I'm stuck in the 90s.
Right there with Tony and me.
And me.
It's like the 90s. I
You've heard
love
what
it.
music plays in my car.
I love the 90s. That's the best. This. So we are back. I painted some Defender X over the weekend, which was a super long weekend. for
I
me.
can't wait till I get mine.
And I'm going to continue painting him for y'all.
I don't know that there's much better in life than painting giant robots.
Giant monsters.
That's real close second for me.
I love them both. So I've taken, and as you can see, he's advanced much further than he was last week. Was it last week? I lost track of my days.
That's because you had some vacation time.
I did. I took some vacation and painted Defender X on vacation. So I got the orange on there, and I started shading the white.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm going to work on the boiler black. So what I got here is my shadow color, which is just boiler black with G.U.A.R.D black added to it
Mm-hmm.
to darken it and to start getting those shadows in there.
Have you thought about mixing the boiler black and coal black yet?
Boiler black and coal black. Yeah, I've played with it a little bit. For this guy, definitely I want that G.U.A.R.D because I want that hard black
Mm-hmm.
shading.
Yeah, you're
that
going
we're
for
gonna
kind of a Saturday morning cartoon feel, yeah?
Yeah. Very much that Saturday morning cartoons inspiration on this guy for me. Because that's, that's the stuff. That's the jam. So I might bring these shadows up pretty far and make it more black than it initially is here. It's always tricky painting.
Apparently your morning hype song scared the crap out of Moose Machine Maelstrom.
And man,
He had his speakers up too loud.
that's your fault.
Oh no, he owns it.
You're in my house. All right. Yeah, this black is definitely going to work really good against the white, of course, because my contrasty colors. So, speaking of, I want to also show what I did on the weekend. I worked on my little G tanks. I painted little
G
stripes.
tank.
Little
I can't
stripes on there.
not say it that way.
I got the little back vents orange to match the orange vents of Defender X. And then my elites, let me see if I can find an elite. The elites, I added orange here on these and a stripe. These still going to be shaded and stuff like that. And I'm thinking about adding either another pinstripe right here of orange
Mm-hmm.
or painting the hatch orange to make it even more. But
I like the hatch idea.
it's one of the two, and I'm still fighting with myself about that.
You can do the hatch or what?
Or a stripe right next to this stripe. So like
Oh, yeah, I
Just like-
gotcha.
like a pinstripe next to the big stripe.
Mm-hmm.
I think they both have merits. I don't know.
I agree. Because as I think about it, I'm more kind of into the second pinstripe.
Yeah,
But it's your army, your way, dog.
I mean, I'm definitely taking like suggestions here, as usual.
And then Striker 911 was asking when you do the glow effect for this particular model? Are you going to keep the glow effect mostly just to the chest and eyes, or are you going to put it in the vents as well?
None of these vents, or this, it'll go in the knees, the chest, the eyes, and then he's got little glow right here on the top of his head and in his little earmuffs and his little cheek plates, and then he's got little spots here that I'm going to make glow. Excuse me, sorry. I tried to move away from the mic on that one.
Unfortunately, it's attached to your nugget.
Yeah,
so
it
you
just
can't.
moves with me. So some little light in there to make those look nice against the dark. Little light right here. So, but not in the vents. I'm not going to do full crazy vents.
Neon powered.
Yeah, I'm not quite doing that. No. Not saying it couldn't be done or shouldn't be done. Just
And
not what I'm going to do.
Full Metal Panda Monpok is just a shortened version of Monster Apocalypse, which is the new game coming out in September.
New game from Privateer Press coming out in September. It's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be exciting. Like, do you like big robots? Do you like big monsters?
Yes.
Do you like them when they fight each other?
Yes.
Even more. Monster Apocalypse for you.
So,
And even you, little Jimmy.
so Legionnaire says the G-Tank looks cool, but if they had a second gun barrel, it would be doubly cool. Now, I wonder if it had a third gun barrel, would it be triply cool?
No, it's too much.
I don't know.
You've
I
overdone
can
it,
see as
Lyle.
many as
You've rein it in.
four barrels.
Rein it in. This is how the world ends.
Hey, man, you got a hobby knife. You do you. And I look forward to seeing Legionnaires double-barreled G-Tanks. So, challenge, Legionnaires. This is what happens when you throw out suggestions on Get Your Paint On. You get challenged.
So Ms. Half Damage, if I'm reading that name right, you will be able to get these in September.
Is that true? Have we announced that?
Yes.
We have?
Yep.
Oh, okay, cool.
Even sent out like the little mini solicitation for the starter boxes and everything.
Oh,
So that is
sweet.
to public knowledge.
Well, man, I did not know that. Now I can say that. That's
Yes.
awesome.
So at the very least, first part of Wave 1 is the 2 starter boxes, and there will be some other items as well. I'm waiting for production to confirm which ones, but at least the 2 agenda starter boxes. So Defender X and his G-Tank friends and his repair truck bro and all the map token building dice, all the goodness that comes in that box. And then, of course, the one for the Planet Eaters as well. So Bergadra and his Belchers and all of his other little buddies.
Crawler. Belchers and crawlers.
So those will be available in September. All retailers and distributors have access to the UPC code and SKU numbers for those. So if you go into your retailer and say, I would like to pre-order this, I would like to have it waiting for me on day 1, they should be able to do that for you right now.
Dope.
And if they can't, have them contact retail support at privateerpress.com. Boom. Knowledge bomb.
There you go. Miss Half Damage, how you doing today? Legionnaires, nice to have you back. Striker 911 hung out with me last night. How's it going, buddy? What else we got going on in here? Who else we got? Full Metal Panda, Rikers Iron. What up, Riker?
Moose Machine Maelstrom, as I mentioned earlier,
Nice.
likes to come out and hang out with us from time to time. He's asking about spoilers. I don't have anything for you today.
What kind of spoilers?
He was hoping for Lords of Cthulhu, but I don't have anything for him just yet. But he should definitely stay tuned every week here, as well as checking out privateerpress.com and monsterapocalypse.com.
Or you should just be social media savvy, and if you're following Mr. Will Schick, he tweeted out a little image the other day.
Didn't say what it is, though.
Did not say what it is.
Might be Monpok, might be War Machine, might be other. There's a couple things it could be.
And then definitely, I will say, so I can say, I saw some Cthulhu stuff today and approved it
Oh,
So
I haven't even seen that.
So there you go.
So
Most people
soon.
haven't seen it because I see everything first.
That stands to reason, Mr. Studio Director.
I get to see it all first.
You got bumped up. You were studio manager. Now you're studio director.
It just means I give my opinion more.
You used to be a cabin boy. Now you're a cabin man.
Oh my god. These pipes are clean.
I had delightfully forgotten about that movie.
Oh my gosh, that movie is amazing. Amazingly underrated. God, do you own that on Blu-ray? You own that on Blu-ray, don't you, Lyle?
Oh, I have that on Blu-ray?
You
Is
don't
that
know.
even out on Blu-ray?
It's gotta be, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
And Exoskeletal is has a pretty good question. The white color that you got on your Defender X there, you did a good chunk of that on last week's Get Your Paint On, yes?
So the white is a two-tone airbrush.
Mm-hmm.
And all I did was simply, I laid down a Graco gray.
Mm-hmm.
And then I mixed up some Mara white, underbelly blue, and troll blood highlight, and did a zenithal.
Mm-hmm.
Now over the weekend, I started shading, adding some more shading of Graco gray to blend it all together. And then I'll take some pure Mara white and do highlights on this guy, and then the whites will be done. So I got
That's not terribly different from the recipe for the white K-Door stuff.
well, it's
pretty
really not
close.
different from the recipe for Retribution
Mm-hmm.
because it's literally Retribution with just a slight modification. So I just took the Retribution color scheme and kind of mixed it up, made it my own for this project.
And I think that's what was leading me to ask about the coal black earlier, because I know there's coal black mixed in with some of the stuff for the K-Door one to give it that blue hue.
So that's where this white is coming from. I saw another question. Oh, Ale Stain, awesome name. Dallas, do you find it important to use filtered distilled water rather than tap for thinning paints? I only use tap. I've always only used tap. I've noticed no difference. I mean, if you live in Flint, you might not want to be using your tap water. Sorry, not. I mean, it's just.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just fact, right? It's
Yep.
like,
Don't use that water.
don't use that water. Oh, sorry, Flint. I'm with you.
If you can drink it, you can paint with
If
it.
you can drink it, you can paint with
It's
it.
a good rule.
Yeah. So, I use tap water.
When it comes to water, not whiskey, not.
Don't thin
let's
with
be
whiskey,
let's be
it won't
clear
work.
here. Yeah, because thin the paint way too much. It won't stick.
Not saying I've tried.
I'm not saying that I haven't gotten a little bit of whiskey on my second brush because of having a scotch on the rocks while painting. Did not work.
Don't work. It doesn't work. So yeah, if you can drink your water, then you can paint with your water. Distilled water, I've not found does anything. I'm sure there's somebody out there that'll disagree with me. That's okay.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some science that says you get like some super incremental like benefit, but nothing I've ever been able to discern.
Yeah, I just paint with tap water. It's fine. It's fine.
John Epstein asks, what model is that? That is Defender X from Monster Apocalypse, which is coming out this fall.
Defender X from Monster Apocalypse.
Coming this September.
Because robots are cool and monsters are cool, and it's even cooler when they fight each other over the earth.
Gird your loins for battle
Whoa,
as giant
holy
robots
crap.
fight giant monsters in cities and destroy them.
He just said loins.
I did.
See if
Loins must be properly girded before you go into battle.
I don't even know how to respond.
You don't have to. It's just science.
Oh man, there's some gross thinning agents being used on that on Twitch.
Pope Ketrick, I thin with baby seal tears. That's just mean. Why are you making baby seals cry, dog?
Yeah, what's wrong?
Hedgehog sweat from Forged Souls is what he uses. That's how do you even collect that?
Gross.
Don't squeeze hedgehogs.
Little hedgehog treadmills. That's where hedgehogs deserve to be.
And then most of him was resin, yes?
He's
Defender
all
X?
resin.
Yeah, he's like, I can't think of any metal I've seen on him.
Nope, he's all resin. He is all resin.
Which I like because I'm going to be able to use my hobby knife and do some battle damage to my Hyperform Defender X.
Yeah, we were
'Cause
just
I will
talking
be
about that
painting,
before
too.
we went live. Hyperforms.
Well, you're going to paint too, right?
Yeah, I got two right here.
Baller.
Uh,
Now, just so people are clear, you don't have to paint a second one for your Hyperform. It's just on the back of the card. You flip the card over, boom, Hyperform. However, all the cool kids are going to do it. And by cool kids, I mean at least me, Dallas, probably Lyle, and just about everyone else here.
Yeah.
And most of the people I've talked to at some of the recent shows and stuff, too, are excited to do that. They want to play with alternate schemes and stuff for their Hyperforms.
I mean, it's a hobby game, and so bringing that little creativity and like making a different model is always cool. You know, and letting yourself get away with your imagination and creating that second scheme and, you know, telling a little story. Like my guy, like you obviously, you just said you're going to make yours bow damage. Mine gets cleaner when he goes hyper. Like he knocks the dust off.
It just like burns all the grit away.
Yeah, he's just like, "Ah!"
That's not to say that I might not do another one so I can have a different Hyperform. Like, there's no reason for me to not have like 6 different Defender X's. Because he's what, like 5 pieces?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6? Okay, yeah. So, and that's the socketed resin, right?
What?
Like those kits go together like stupid easy.
Yeah, this kit went together great. Like, not a problem.
I think I'm gonna do my Hyperform. Like my normal one's gonna be looking like it's running pretty cool, but the Hyperform's just gonna be like vents glowing and burning out everywhere.
Nice. Like it kicked in the afterburners.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're not doing a lot of glow on the first one?
Right.
See, I'm doing the blue glow on alpha, and then red glow on
Hyper.
hyper,
Nice.
to show that he is not messing around anymore.
Like, I love just about all the models we make, but I have to be completely honest that I am stupid excited to paint this stuff. Like, it's ridiculous because the kits go together so easy. They're not, like, there's not too much detail on the model itself that I actually have, like, room to play with it. Like, some of those large surface areas and stuff like that, I can do, like, fun stuff. Like, especially, like, when I finally get some Shadow Sun Syndicate, I can make it look like they're, like, decloaking or something like that, and I'll have big surface areas to play with.
Have we announced all the factions?
I know the first 6.
I know the first 6.
So we have announced the first 6. You've got, so in the Protector agenda, you've got the G.U.A.R.D, you've got the Shadow Sun Syndicate, and the Pterosaurs.
Yep.
And then in the Destroyers agenda, you have the Planet Eaters, you've got the Martians, and the Lords of Cthulhu. We haven't had a lot to show with from some of the other factions just yet because production and all that other kind of good stuff. But more is definitely coming, and I'm sure we'll have all kinds of fun stuff to at least talk about and show it at Lock and Load. Which, if you haven't gotten your tickets, pplockandload.com. Join us June 22nd through 24th in Bellevue.
Cromwell Fist asked about the size of Defender X. I'd say he's probably a little bit taller than most heavy warjacks are.
He's 88 millimeters
88
to
millimeters in
the
height.
top. And then, so that puts him right about the height of the new Behemoth. P3 paint pot for scale. Like, I mean, you can see my hand's probably not the best. Like, but there's a P3 paint pot. He can chug it.
Hyperform activate.
So it's just a tall boy to him.
I do kind of want to sculpt like a frying pan in one of his hands, and in the other, like just a big old plate of pancakes.
Sure.
Like him just swooping in, and his hyperform has pancakes, and he's like, "These are part of a balanced breakfast."
Oh man, I had a cereal idea the other day. I gotta bring that up.
Oh, for like a new cereal pin?
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Stephen Hoover says, it looks so much bigger without the scale. And to that I say, thank you very much.
What?
I don't know. I'm going to leave that one alone.
I have no idea what's happening.
Just don't touch it. But at least, Dallas, you didn't troll them and just put up a second Defender X for scale. Because that's what I would have done. I would have been like, second Defender X for scale.
He's pretty much as big as Defender X. Here's
Yeah,
a Defender X for comparison.
Exactly. But, well,
I mean, if I had to measure him against something.
but I'm a jerk. We all got quiet as we started reading chat.
How do you measure yourself against other men, Ty? By height.
With a ruler or tape measure.
My movie quote's gonna go unappreciated.
I like Stryker's idea. That's definitely something to consider. He said he would put like small glows in like the seams and stuff, like the bolts are straining to hold the power back in hyperform.
Oh, yeah, that's a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
It's not
Well,
a
it sounds
bad
kind of
one.
like what you were talking about doing, Lyle. Like when he goes all, ooh.
Yeah.
I want a Monster Apocalypse Saturday morning cartoon now. like so bad. Like just sit there, eat my Monpox cereal and watch my show.
That would be pretty good.
And get some Monpox jammies. Some little pterosaurs all over them. Oh, it'd be so great.
Pacos.
I don't know about that one.
What's wrong with Pacos?
Sounds too much like tacos. Makes me want tacos.
It's never a bad thing. Never say no to tacos.
I'm always like super happy when I see like really dark against really light colors like that, and just how much more definition you get. Like I realize that's like the definition of definition, but it shows up real good on camera.
Contrast. That's what it's all about. It's all about them contrast. I will paint those glowy, probably those little.
Geek Toast, like myself, and I'm sure many others, is hoping that that at some point we do UberCorp. I haven't seen anything, but that means nothing. I'm in marketing. They don't show me things, otherwise I talk about them. But I remember their concepts from back in the day, and yeah, they looked like they were going to be pretty dope. So, I mean, that's work that was done, so who's to say?
Whoop, whoop. No more shadow up here.
So you said with this one you are going with the blue glow, and then Hyperform is red?
Yep.
Which kind of a blue glow are you going to be going for? Is it going to be similar to like what you might do with Signar, or?
No, it's more red.
Okay.
It's like red with a turquoise lean.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm going for.
I dig it.
Red with a turquoise lean.
So does that mean you'll be like making a wash with Eldritch or something, or?
No, turquoise ink.
Okay.
We got turquoise ink.
We do, in fact. That's not a lean. That's just straight turquoise.
Well, it depends on how you apply it. Application is everything. I'll do so what I'll do is I'll mix some carnal pink,
Mm-hmm.
um, carnal pink, um, arcane blue, and necrotite green together,
Okay. Yeah.
and then that gives me a soft glow,
Mm-hmm.
just like in the Retribution book.
Yep.
And then I'll highlight that with midnight white highlight,
Mm-hmm.
and then I will do a glaze of turquoise ink, and then I will re-pick out highlights with more midnight white highlight.
I dig it.
So it's kind of a softer. Well, it's not a soft glow like the Retribution glow. It's a much harder turquoise glow.
A little bit more high tech versus arcantric.
Yep.
I dig it.
That is what I will be doing. Well, you can see it on my G-Tanks. I can bring my G-Tanks up.
Yeah. I want to see it. I want to see the close up. In the meantime, Striker wrote, "Last time on Monpok, Defender X was being ripped apart before Hyper Mode saved the day, but now the team must rush to fix him before the next attack." Oh, okay, I can see it there in the little gunny bits.
Yeah,
And
it's
the
got a little turquoise.
yeah.
It's turquoisey. It's very turquoisey.
Pew 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 pew. Lasers.
This dude's all about the lasers.
All lasers, all the time. When I was about 9 years old, we were taking care of German Shepherd for the summer. That was lost, but it was someone that had lost him while on vacation, and they actually got a hold of us, and they were coming back at the end of summer to pick him up. I named him Laser because it was the 90s. Actually, no, if I was 9, that was like 89-ish. Still, same thing. Laser. It's always funny when we all get quiet and you can see both me and Lyle like leaning into the screen watching what Dallas is doing.
It's so entrancing. So calming.
It is.
That's what it's about. It's about chilling out, maxing, relaxing, shooting some b-ball outside of the school.
Mm.
And I hope some of the people that are watching are able to paint along with you, because like that's what I want to be doing right now is painting too.
I
It's
know.
like, damn, I gotta press buttons and read things.
I know, right? Like
Well-
it's like, oh man, I want to go grab my sorcerer bust and work on that.
It's kind of the best way to paint is with people, right? Lyle, we've done it.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
We had a big old painting party at my house last night.
And tomorrow will be a big painting party at work.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'll be working on my guard.
I'm gonna bring my sorcerer bust in because I don't have any guard yet because I'm not one of the cool kids. Jerks. See you guys with your stuff. I saw Schick is working on a Defender X. I don't know if he got the whole thing or just that guy, but I'm like, me too.
I don't even know how to respond to that. I feel like I was attacked.
No, that was just me screaming at the world
Um,
and how it's unfair.
yeah, it's
The
unfair.
world.
The world's a terrible place.
Now, Dallas, you were talking about how your hyperform will be cleaned up. Does that mean you're going to
That's
do
not where I was
somewhat?
going. I had somewhere I was going.
Oh.
Painting with people.
Mm-hmm.
Like I definitely recommend if you're finding a hard time motivating,
Mm-hmm.
and this is my favorite part of like what we talk about is like motivation and how to do things and kind of where inspiration comes from. But a really good thing to do is to find people to paint with.
Mm-hmm.
And that might not just be like people in your town or something. Like the internet has opened this up so you can find groups, like this,
Yeah.
or groups online and find a community to paint with. And having that accountability
Well, and also just the
really-
inspiration of seeing what they're doing.
Yeah, but hey, yeah, accountability.
Mhm.
Because if Tony shows up and he's just like, dude, look what I painted last week, and you're like, oh, I didn't do anything. Like, you feel accountable. You feel like you want to keep up, right? And so it
Yep.
provides a good motivation and to get stuff done. So if you're having trouble with that, find a community. This is a good time, like paint at lunch, right? An hour here, 30 minutes here and there will get a lot done in a week. But it's a good way to get yourself going and get stuff painted for yourself.
Absolutely.
I think his belt. He's got a belt. Needs to be darkened up.
And Legionnaires, I do not have a confirmation yet for how many large monsters and models in the first wave. I should have that information soon.
First wave? I'm not sure anything.
So the initial release, like through the holiday, that quarter.
Oh.
That is being fine-tuned, but we should have that information fairly soon. Exoskeletal nailed it. He said, "You know what else is good? Paint along with your favorite streams. Either this one, Wrecker's Iron, Faces and Bases. There's a bunch of people that you can hang out with and hang out with virtually, but still get your paint on.
Yeah. That's
People
what. Yeah, that's what I was
encourage
getting at. Is there's online communities, there's online streams like this one. Get in here and watch them later. Even like it's post online. Also, is a good way to keep yourself motivated to paint.
And there's also like fun little ones that kind of enhance that accountability, like the Miniature Monday hashtag, Work in Progress Wednesday, Play It Painted, in case you're showing off some of your privateer press goodies.
We got one coming up, right? When are we going to drop the
We,
info on
you
that?
and I are finalizing that today.
Okay. Oh my God! Today, I don't know.
Just finalizing details.
Today's a busy day.
Yes, it is.
I gotta go help J.R.
Yeah, but we got stuff we got to get done before First Friday tomorrow in Primecast and all that other kind of good stuff.
Tomorrow's busy. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
yeah, that's another good hashtag, Hobby Streak. We're going to be making use of that soon.
What are you shading with right now, Dallas?
It's Thamar Black mixed with Boiler Black.
Looks dope.
Right? Because that Boiler Black is semi-metallic. It's
Right.
like half
Yep.
metallic, half translucent, or not translucent, opaque paint.
Mm-hmm.
And then by adding more Thamar Black, it takes away even more metallic, and you get that dull, like gunmetal look to your model. So it's super, super, super good. And then when you just barely highlight it, that's the best part. That's when it really is going to come together. This color is so tasty.
Yeah, so I finally got my set of the new paints end of last week. I took them home and we had painting party at the house, and none of my roommate and my friends didn't know about the new colors because they're just getting into the hobby, so it's a lot to keep up with for them at the moment, but they're getting there. So I busted out the new colors, and Ryan's lady friend was like, "This orange is amazing," and like immediately like goes digging for like a different model to paint because she wanted to use it so bad.
Yeah. I'm really happy with the way these turned out.
Like literally just about everyone at the table was like reaching for them and stuff. It was pretty cool.
See how that just breaks that down? So it starts tightening everything up. It looks so good. Yeah.
Well, and it adds that, just another layer of subtle contrast that just makes the details sing even more.
Mm-hmm. Skeletal says, where's that? posted my first ever work in progress thanks to a stream last night, and I'm super motivated. I believe it helped my Iron Fangs bring some serious smackdown. Yeah, posting your work in progress, like you can post them anywhere, and you can get good feedback. We also have the Ask the Studio thread on the Privateer Press forums, where you can ask me or Brendan, like, hey, I'm working on this. What should I do? Or, hey, I'm working on this. What do you think? And you can get feedback, because feedback is super essential to becoming a better painter.
Well, especially since, you can post the pictures of what you're talking about there, so it makes it a lot easier to get that feedback because
Just
well,
make
you
sure
guys
they're
can
good
see
pictures.
it. Yeah.
Just make sure they're good pictures.
And it can be with the camera, the camera on your phone. It's just, a little bit of consideration to lighting so that people can see what part
you're talking
especially you're
about.
talking about.
Yeah. I didn't say perfect pictures. I just said good pictures. Just give me good pictures. Facebook.
Yep, there's a couple groups out there, and as well as on our Facebook page. It can be difficult to get pictures on there, so you can always link to an Instagram photo or what have you, though.
Yeah, and we can give you critiques.
Yep, Dallas is pretty active on the Facebooks, couple groups that he's in. I know that you check the forums. I know Brendan checks the forums. Does Jordan hang out in the forums at all?
I don't think so.
I think he's too busy. I think he's still getting his timing down. But I'm sure you'll be seeing more and more of him.
And Exoskeletal brings up a good point. He says that the paint job helped his Iron Fangs bring the smackdown. Now, it is scientifically proven that models play better when they're painted.
Science.
That's accurate. That is accurate. Sorry, I gotta turn this guy upside down.
Getting the underside. I like how Lyle immediately switched to how do I get this shot? You don't.
Yeah, you don't.
You don't. You just let him get that little part done.
Just let me get done. That was way too big of a blend. I shouldn't have done that. That was silly of me. Whatever. I'm not going for perfect here.
And apparently Gromrelfist just had his first kid 3 months ago. Congratulations. You will get back to your painting someday.
Congratulations. I'm getting mine through college right now, so welcome aboard.
Apparently Rikers wears a special hat to motivate himself.
Sure.
Whatever gets it done.
Whatever makes the magic happen, my man.
Because what's your favorite color, Dallas?
Done. There's no better color than done. Finish it.
I got mesmerized again.
That one was way too damn big. That's fine.
What's too big?
Oh, I tried to do too big of a blend. Just way broad.
Wow. Just Bob Ross it. It's just a happy accident.
Oh, I'm totally Bob Rossin over here.
It's the only mode Dallas has.
I'm like, whatever happens, happens on this guy. Whatever. He ain't there to win an award. He's there to beat some Planet Eater butt.
Dan Brandt asked, are you going to go classic blue in that turbine?
Yes. Well, we talked about this earlier. I wouldn't call it classic blue. It's a modified version of the Retribution glow.
A Dallas twist on the classic blue.
The old Dallas twist is what we call that.
I can't wait to
We
see
don't.
once you start getting blue on that model because I think it's really going to tie the scheme together
Like
Yeah.
a rug.
like a rug.
Like a rug ties the room together.
Yeah, I mean, that's the cool thing is like once you start putting I mean, I can do like a quick, let's do a quick spot check of it. Let me see what I got laying around here. Oh my God, I need a higher chair at this desk.
We'll have to get you one that raises. Most people I don't allow to have moving chairs because they make them squeak and lean around and move around in them too much for the streams. You're the exception. I'll give you one.
So let's put some Minoff white highlight. I don't want a squeaky chair.
Well, I'm not going to give you a squeaky one. I'm just saying you are not going to abuse the movement it offers to make a bunch of excess noise.
Oh God, no, I hate that.
Other people do not get that privilege.
Oh, put
They
some-
have abused it and ruined it.
Put some Minoff white highlight in there. Pull some of that out.
Time Wizard 109 says, "Hello, I am really excited for this game to come out. Me too. September. September.
Let me mix up my color here. I'm gonna screw up the mix on this. So this is my glow, my base glow is a mix of Carnal Pink, Necrotite Green, and Arcane Blue. And I want like a nice soft glow color. Ooh, that's too green. So the blue and the green mix together, real nice. And then the pink is there to desaturate.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm mixing this up. I have a bottle of it mixed up at home. This is relatively close.
I like that the internet is behind me on Schick, needing to get me a soundboard.
Swizzle, 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 swizzle.
Because making one with my phone just isn't going to cut it.
Exoskeleton asked if I can spoil what tomorrow's video is. I don't know what tomorrow's video is, actually.
Well, first off, tomorrow is Primecast in the morning, and then we will also have a Formula P3 Presents video. And I
that's what
think
he's
we
asking.
wrapped up the Legion skin stuff with the last one.
Yes.
And so the next one is do 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 do. Sorry, I cut out there for a second.
Yeah, I don't know what tomorrow's is.
Guess people will just have to find out at 10 a.m. Pacific tomorrow when it goes up. And they should definitely swing by twitch.tv/privateerpress tomorrow at 10 a.m. for
that's
Primecast.
tomorrow.
It's going to be a good one. I'm hype. Especially because Lock and Load is like 3 weeks away. Moose Machine says, Dallas, huge thanks for those Legion skin and chitin videos. They were a huge help.
Yeah! That was my favorite thing to hear. I was helpful.
I actually really liked those videos. There was some really good color stuff going on. Because one of the things I've always had problems with is like non-standard organic colors. So doing things like Legion skin, Troll Blood skin, stuff like that when you're not going off like general human shades has always been a thing that I've had a little bit of difficulty with.
That's going to be my next character. General Human.
General Human.
General Human, the Kodan Armada has breached our defenses.
Lasers. That's your answer to everything, General Human. Because lasers always get the job done.
Big bad laser daddy.
Pew, 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 pew. Oh, Colossal Wrestling. You're so much fun.
Where's my blow dryer?
Was that in issue 70?
That
71,
was
72.
71, 72.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
yeah.
right.
So issue 71 and 72 of No Quarter, which you can find on your store shelves and online at store.privateerpress.com, has all the rules and stuff you need for Extreme Colossal Wrestling, which is a super dope little fun little game you can play with your friends and then beat them up with giant robots and monsters.
General Human.
If it bleeds, I can laser it. Striker nailed it. Well, technically, if lasers were tuned to be able to do damage, wouldn't they also just cauterize the wound?
I mean, certain laser swords are. I mean, that's their. I mean, we know this to be true.
Yeah.
That needs to dry.
So again, if your hyperform is the one with all the dust knocked off, as you say, and it has the red glow going on, are you going to be doing any other color effects to it, or is it just going to be a very high saturation, high contrast version of this?
So the goal will be to paint it with a different paint style, and what that'll be is more illustrative. So
Okay.
like, I'll put some black inking lines. Like think about 90s comic books.
I was just gonna say, so yeah.
And so I'll put like black inking lines to kind of split it up. As soon as that dries, Lyle, I'll put some blue in there for you, my man.
I can't wait.
I'm so looking forward to the glow. Like the last dragon, give me the glow.
Bennett Cleve, how do I sign up to win this Defender X?
You can't. This one's actually Dallas's.
This is mine.
Yep. I'm not letting him give this one away because he has to have his monster pox stuff to play with.
Ed Burrell asked, "Can you guys hold up a Warjack next to that model for scale?" Ed, we are no longer beholden to you.
That's
At all.
true, at
You
all.
you direct nothing here, sir.
You
However,
have no
I have
power here.
I have a castigator on my desk if people want me to go grab it.
Yeah, anyone else?
Anyone other than Ed. Especially because of his heretical stance on pancakes.
Look, Ed makes a hella good waffle. I mean, I'm the first to admit it.
Oh, yeah, no, and waffles are delicious, but they are not better than pancakes.
Here, Ed, I'll do this.
Paint pot for scale again.
He could totally chug it.
Colors real quick.
Pop
I mean,
it back
it's
in
gone
there.
now.
Oh, too late. Troll.
I just saved you time, buddy. Don't even worry about it. Don't even fret.
He had already done it.
I'm trying to help Lyle.
All right. Charles asked to see it, so that's not Ed, so I'll be right back. I'm going to go get my little castigator. Well, it's the one Dallas painted, but it's mine now.
I'm just still shading with my shading colors here. It's my shading colors. There's a snake in my boot. All right. John's office is literally 2 feet away, so let me put this shade on here. And we'll show off So this is just a battle box castigator from the Protectorate battle box.
People may recognize that specific castigator from the first 10 episodes of Formula P3 Presents. I had to keep it as a souvenir of the first video series I helped produce.
Yep. So there's a castigator. So Defender X is way bigger than a castigator. He's about the size. I think the new Behemoth is a little bit bigger, but I can't remember.
I believe so. I know we took some reference photos, and they were very close. I just can't remember which one edged out being slightly taller.
Justin Wan, BS waffles are superior vessel for syrup, making them superior breakfast food. The vessel for syrup argument is invalid because if you need that much syrup to make your food good, it's a problem with the food.
Truth.
Ooh, sick burn.
It's okay to be wrong, though.
Hash browns are pretty good. Thanks, Steve Hoover.
Vanderbeest is imagining paint flakes and dirt floating off as he goes into hyper form.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm
and
saying,
then
dude.
disintegrating in the energy.
It just all blasts away. He just gets mad and it just knocks the dirt off.
Simon Strauss says, when/how can I get me a glorious mech/giant robot/awesome thing that Dallas is painting right now? You can get it in September when the Monster Apocalypse starter boxes come out at your friendly local game store.
Go to your FLGS, ask for Monster Apocalypse.
All of which should be able to take your pre-orders now. They have the UPC codes and SKUs and stuff for the starter boxes. So if you go in there and they don't have it, their distributor will. I know because I handed it to them.
Dan Brandt asks, will the unit to mech scale be pretty similar to the original Monster Apocalypse? Yeah, they're pretty similar. They're both a little bit scaled up from what they used to be, but similar in scale to each other.
Yeah.
I mean, we can just show it too.
Yeah. You've got your little G tanks right there, don't you?
I got some G tanks.
Some G tanks. So Riker's Iron says September is going to be expensive. Lol. It's really not. Like, you are not going to pay as much as you might think you will. It's going to be pretty darn reasonable. So the Agenda starter boxes are $50 each. They come with their giant monster and or robot of choice. So either G.U.A.R.D or Defender X. At least 4 units, one of which is like the special unit, like the repair truck. All the dice you need, all the cards you need, the maps, the cardboard buildings. You can get resin ones later, but these ones are actually pretty good. Of the rules, all that kind of good stuff in one box. Well, 2 boxes technically, either defenders or protectors or destroyers. And if you wanted to see a little bit more of those items that are in the box, Mr. Will Schick did an insider last week that you can find on privateerpress.com. That is a kind of casual, just candid unboxing.
There's a G tank next to Defender X. There's a G tank next to Defender X next to a castigator. There's a G tank next to a castigator. This is a castigator on its own. This is a castigator next to a paintbrush. This is a castigator on top of Defender X, riding him into battle.
Upside down, like a boss.
Because he's got Flame Fist.
Flame Fist. You can't just say Flame Fist and not do the Flame Fist song, Dallas.
Oh, I don't remember the damn song. I love it when I'm painting and I'm like, oh man, this paint's drying too fast. And then I'm like, I'm going to paint this and show Lyle something cool. Paint will dry real fast. And it's like, nah, it's not. Tasty Hot Schmoes. Noob question, is this the Monster Apocalypse model? Yup, it's Defender X. He's from Monster Apocalypse.
Coming out in September. Drive, run, or bike your way to your friendly local game store and kick, whine, and scream until they let you pre-order it. Or just, offer them money in exchange for goods. That usually works at stores.
Being patient gets you everything.
That too. And again, Least Defender X, all resin. G-Tanks, all resin. Gorgadra, all resin. I haven't seen any metal yet. Doesn't mean there won't be, but I haven't seen any
There
yet.
is definitely some metal stuff.
Tasty Hot Schmoes says, I have money taped to my screen right now. Are you getting it, Privateer Press? No. However, if you take that money, go into your game store and say, hey, I have this money. I would like to pre-order Monster Apocalypse so that I have it on day one so that you have it in stock for me to have and take home and paint and play with because it's cool and dope and I enjoy life. They will take that money and they will let you pre-order it. And if they have any problems with the pre-order process, have them talk to their distributor and or retail support at privateerpress.com. But having that money, great first step. Yeah, don't use glue when putting money on a screen. Bad idea. Surprisingly does not increase the value of the screen. Briefly transfixed again by what Dallas is doing.
Now I'm just kind of smoothing out these big blends because the blends are so big. I need to make sure they're a little bit smoother. Which isn't a big deal. That'll come together here shortly once I do some other stuff. I think all in all, it's the shading on my black.
Something, the fine art of fixing one's mistakes.
Yeah, it'll all come together in the end.
Mm-hmm. You can always go back over things.
Tony, fix it in post. I think these should be dark metal.
Tasty Hot Schmoes says, Dallas is an exceptional painter. He needs a raise for sure. Wink, wink. I agree. Raises for all. Oh, wait. I don't get to make that decision. Still, raises for everybody. Everybody in the stream, you get a raise.
I got some high fives.
Go to your boss. Say, John said you need to give me a raise. I'm sure that'll carry tons of weight. Outside of that, come to Lock and Load. Free high fives. All the high fives you want. If Dallas is busy, come see me. If Schick is busy, come see me. All day.
Yeah, these look good dark.
Oh, and we kind of touched on it earlier, but Lock and Load and Gen Con, bring your models, especially the ones that you have painted, that you would like to get feedback on. Enter them into the Grandmaster painting competitions. Get the feedback. Prizes are cool. Only some people get prizes, but everyone can get the feedback.
Yeah, feedback's super essential.
Everybody. Cost you nothing if you're already going to Lock and Load and or Gen Con. Can't make it to one of those, then I'm very sad. I would have loved to see you there. But as Dallas mentioned earlier, there is a thread in the Privateer Press forums that is called what?
Ask the studio.
Ask the studio. Post your pictures in there. Get feedback there. get feedback while you prepare for the Grandmasters at Lock and Load.
Right,
So you
Grace, I'm going to miss you, buddy.
I know. I can't believe he's not coming. That's such a bummer. He'll be there next year. We're going to keep doing it. We will see you. Plus, we go to a lot of shows. So even if you couldn't make it this time, 1, we'll see you next year. 2, it's not going to be your only chance to come hang out. We'll be at Gen Con. We'll be at War Machine Weekend. There's some other ones that I'm forgetting right now because I've been to too many shows. But next year, there'll be LVO. There'll be Adepticon. There'll be all the good stuff. Come hang out.
Legionnaires, what do you mean by make a feedback category?
Maybe he means like not to enter for prizes, but just to like.
Oh, for the
submit
Grandmaster.
For feedback.
I mean,
Well, just come
honestly,
hang out. Bring your
that's-
model.
That's every category. Just put
Yeah.
it in there. Like,
Yeah, there's no reason to be afraid.
None. 0.
just stick it in there and get your feedback, my man.
Because guess what we like doing? Hanging out with you guys and talking about the hobby. That's why we do this. Skeletal, I have not heard anything about whether or not we'll be at BonesCon. I remember hearing it brought up, but I don't know what the decision was. So we'll have to pester not Lyle, but JR about that one. Lyle's sitting right in front of me. Wrong guy.
Ben Cleve, how do you get those grays to look so matte? Right now, the grays are 3 steps. It's I airbrushed gray coat gray, and then I airbrushed my white mix over top of that, and then I started shading with 2-brush blend. So probably just 2-brush blend is the question you're asking.
But in case that doesn't entirely cover it, you'll be able to see him do it in action if you check out this video on demand later on YouTube. You'll get to see a pretty good fair amount of said blending.
Like, it's just P3 paints, sir. I've done nothing to it except for blend it out. Just a little blendy blend. Little blendy blends. Doop doop.
And for anyone that was like, wait a minute, Lock and Load, oh my God, that's so soon. I forgot to get tickets. pplockandload.com. You can solve that problem. We have a couple left. Don't know about hotel rooms. You'll have to investigate. I think the block might be sold out, but there's always cancellations and rotation and stuff like that. So even if the site says they're not, investigate. See if you can get the deal. Striker says, any news on if Privateer Press will be doing a large paint set, like a big tote or something like that? We fight for it every once in a while, and sometimes we make a little headway. But the reality is I don't see it happening soon because of the cost. Like that is a large price point item when you start adding them all together like that, and the cost of shipping goes up because of the weight. So if we can get some of that figured out, maybe. I know we had some for like promotional purposes for a while, but that was before my time. Like I remember there being like a couple of boxes. Worst case scenario, go into your friendly local game store, say, I want one of each of these.
All right, there we go. Let's put a little bit more of this blue color in there. Just some of that glow.
That glow's looking cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
No pun intended.
what's going to really make it pop is, where's it at? Where's it at? I
Find
know
it
it's in
quick.
the-
We're running out of time.
We're not ever out of time. That's a Tony lie.
Tony does like his schedules.
Me too. Because as you mentioned, kind of a busy day.
Kinetic Medic. Old entire question, but dropper bottles.
Also a cool name.
So dropper bottles doesn't really work for P3 paints. P3 paints are a little thicker, and so with a dropper bottle, you have a higher chance of that clogging up and having problems with the bottle.
Or alternately coming out way too fast if you widen the nozzle, so to speak.
Yeah, but the big thing is just the thickness of the paint. The paint is designed to be thick.
Mhm.
It's designed to be on the thick side.
Super high
It's
pigment.
easier to thin a paint than it is to thicken a paint. So a thicker paint's more more adaptable. It's more, it's got more uses. So you can put it in dropper bottles, and then you have to thin it to make that work. And that's not what I want. I want the ability to do whatever with my paints. That's why I always say P3 paints are the most, what's the word I like? Oh man. Has the most utility, right? They can literally do any technique. And part of that comes from the consistency. To make them really work in a dropper bottle, you'd have to remove that consistency and make them thinner. So that is why they are in the bottles they are in.
Is that turquoise ink you're using there?
It is straight up turquoise ink, dude.
Gotta do the sound effects every once in a while, otherwise it doesn't work right. System gets mad. Versatile. Yes.
Versatile.
That is the word.
That's the word I like using. Versatility is king in my eyes. And I do not want to lose any of that versatility. So that is why your P3 paints come in the bottles they're in. That being said, I can show you a couple tricks real quick on opening your P3 paint bottles. What do you think of that, Lau? Is that your jam?
It makes all the difference, man. It pops so hard.
I want mine.
Turquoise ink, baby.
I want to pay my Defender X.
I just want to paint glowing things now.
I know, right?
It's all about that turquoise ink. And then I'll blend that out a little bit later. I'll touch up the blend. So real quick, the paint dropper or paint bottle thing. This is your paint bottle, right? Doo-doo-doo. So when you open it, the big secret is put your palm down on it, right? I'm going to try to do this on the camera. Put your palm down on it and then go. And then when you open it that far, and you pull all the paint out. You grab your old grabby brush. You grab all the paint out you want. You put it in your palette, right? This is a brush I just used for getting paint out. And then when you go to shut it, you put it right to there. And then you don't smash it down the table, right? You put it right there, and then you're good to go. And you can also shake it. Also, I store a lot of my paints upside down so I can easily identify my paint pot immediately. I can just scan the table and just be like, that's gray coat gray. Boom, got it. Versatility, my man. Versatility is king.
The textured top of the bottle also holds paint pretty well. So if you wanted to paint like a little swatch of the color on the top of the paint pot, also works.
You can do that. That seems like work.
It is work. Doing it upside down is like way faster and easier, but some people like to store things very particularly.
There you go.
Boom.
Guli Oscar Kim, what is that model? I don't think I've ever seen that in the Privateer Press catalog. Of course you haven't seen the catalog because it's brand new. It's coming out this fall in September. Monster Apocalypse, the new game from Privateer Press, the game featuring robots and monsters and little tiny tanks fighting each other over a battlefield of destruction, mayhem, and madness.
For the safety and security of the Earth, or to destroy it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, sounds like lunchtime.
I think it's lunchtime. Lau, are you happy with that blue now?
Yeah, man, it looks awesome.
That turquoise, right?
Yeah.
Turquoise ink.
Yeah.
So underused, and it's such a magic color that can be applied to lots of different things.
It's the rug. It ties the room together.
I told you. Like as soon as I put in his eyes too, and all those little spots that he's gonna get, it's gonna be tasty, tasty.
The other reason that I can't wait to have my Monster Apocalypse dudes is so I can play a game against you.
I'm gonna play some Monster Apocalypse.
I want to play
Might
real bad.
I'll definitely be playing Wednesday. Next Wednesday. Definitely.
Still waiting for mine. Whimper.
All right. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Have a great time. Patience, practice, perseverance, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys later.
Robot punching robots with the robot fist and the laser glow. Robots punch robots,
And
punch
sometimes
monsters and the
monsters.
laser glow. Cause monsters suck. Cause they come to my planet and I gotta